Well, here we are back for another Friday and back in all too familiar territory, and a lot of us just darn happy with it. And that goes for a couple of fronts. Widespread gas outages throughout Magoffin County. The Frontier Gas Company having to answer a lot of tough questions today after this is a repeat scenario from just a few weeks ago that many customers say apparently wasn't remedied. A statement from the gas company, a few local statements as well, and we're hearing that as we talk to you this evening, gas prices are starting to rise. We'll have a great deal of information from the road meeting last evening and a lot of opinions on that subject and the potential of, I don't want to say a salt outage, but they're having to conserve salt for local roadways, and this of course coming in just front of another round of some wintry weather, some snowfall expected tonight and into your early morning hours. A little bit of a reprieve temperature-wise over the course of the weekend, but it's back to Arctic air early next week, and that has a lot of folks worried given the gas scenario, road scenario, and a whole lot of other factors. That's just a part of what we've got on tap tonight. As far as the winter weather advisory in effect for eastern Kentucky and the viewing area, well, it starts at 3 a.m. and lasts through 7 p.m. tomorrow. I'll update your forecast in more detail. First off, though, it's details about last night's road meeting. I brought you, to some degree, before I left you last night, a map and depiction that was presented to the audience last evening as the Department of Highways has worked to so far lay out what they believe are possible plans for the four-laning of Restaurant Row here in Salyersville. Those plans were met with a great deal of opinions last evening, for better and some for worse. Everyone was reminded last night that it is abundantly clear that the four-lane is coming to Magoffin County and to the entire parkway, especially with the announcement by the governor of his support of more than $753 million towards the project, and that the original plan was to completely bypass Salyersville altogether. Last night was an opportunity for residents to see the current plans affecting right-of-ways, several businesses, and homes, some of which would ultimately be taken to widen the existing road.
John Short got in, he really went to work for this. Folks, if we get bypassed, you won't have a Subway, you won't have a McDonald's, you'll have to go out of town to get it. I don't have anything to say about where they put individual intersections and all that. I tried my level best to have nothing to say about that because I am a politician, and I might want to take into consideration some facts that I don't need to. So I'm staying out of that part. You talk to them about making those changes. But I'm telling you that it was a done deal to pass us until some local people went to work.
Driving the Mountain Parkway from Frankfort to turn around and go back after last night's meeting, State Representative John Short, who sees this project as a major step forward for growth and jobs for eastern Kentucky.
You just think Magoffin County is right in the middle. We're real close to Charleston, West Virginia, right in the middle, going to Lexington. I got approved for our own off-ramp for the industrial park. That's going to be huge for us. We just have to, now we have to get water and sewer up there. Right now, I think they said the traffic count's 18,000 a day. It's going to be unreal for us. It's going to make us start growing again instead of losing our people that can't find a job. Hopefully, they'll come here wanting to work. So we won't be the #1 unemployment county in the state of Kentucky no longer. And that's always been my goal, because I've told them in several committee meetings, I said, if Magoffin County is the #1 county in the state of Kentucky on unemployment, that means more people in Magoffin County wants to work than any other county in the state of Kentucky, because if you haven't had a job, you can't draw unemployment.
Short also says that now more than ever it's obvious to him that there is support in place to see that this project does become a reality and completed by 2020.
I think so, because when we had our, like say, groundbreaking at the Capitol, Robert Stivers was there supporting it wide open. Brandon Smith, he's our senator now, he was very supportive of it. Greg Stumbo, Speaker Stumbo, which he travels it every day, he's going to be for it. And then the governor, he's got it set in his mind he is going to do this, and I'm thankful that he is.
And last night we all got to take a close look of the Restaurant Row designs, the best options and designers say to date.
Basically, what was presented here tonight, we're kind of trying to wrap up what we consider preliminary engineering or a phase 1 design. Definitely not set in stone. in any form or fashion. This is our, you know, I don't want to say best guess, but this is what we think, you know, will work. This is kind of, you know, our estimate of, you know, here's how things will be affected and whatnot. Now, we haven't gotten to the details of like the geotechnical drilling, things of that nature, so that will change things just a little bit. But this is, you know, our best guess, just based on our engineering judgment of what we presented is what, you know, that's what's going to be affected, and here's the alignments that we think, you know, is going to be the best in order to accomplish the overall goal of four-laning, you know, through here. We have to look at things like safety. That's one of the big things with this particular corridor. That's why you see the concepts of frontage and backage roads, you know, eliminating those access points. You know, most people, you know, from around here has probably seen, you know, accidents over the years that occur. And you know, as someone who drives the corridor every day as well, you know, I've seen it. And if I'm at this store and I want to pull out and try to get left, you know, it takes me a while. You know, it can take a while at certain times of the day. So that's where, you know, we're trying to channelize that. And basically, when we four-lane it, we're adding more lanes, more area for you to try to cross. And so that you know, increases that risk factor. So that's part of the concept of, you know, the frontage and backage roads and channelizing to those signalized intersections.
But it comes at a greater cost than just the $753 million. Salyersville stands to lose several businesses, one of which is Don's Super Lube. Don Reisner of which says that he is in support of the project and the widening, but he believes there may be better options that could be utilized.
Well, that's what I was saying. You know, I'm all for improvement. I think it's a good thing that they're going to improve the road, but it's the way that they're going to go about improving the road. When you got sealed off exits where you can't get to these businesses and stuff, it's going to be hard. When you drive by a business and you can just more or less just about spit on the business as you go by, and then you've got to drive by it on down the road a half a mile or so and then turn around and come back to it. I just don't see that you're going to be getting any business from people that's flowing from like Pike County or Lexington or whatever that's passing through.
What about your business in particular? Are you going to come back?
I really don't know. To be honest with you, I doubt it. I doubt that I will be back in business, to be honest with you. And it's a hard thing to do. I've been here 13 years, and it's going to be a hard thing to do to give up your lifelong work that you know, put into this business and just have to give it up. I mean, it's going to be a hard thing to do. There's a lot of places that does different than what they're doing here. New Circle Road in Lexington, for instance, you know, you can get off about any place you want to any of the businesses down through there, and they do have the red lights, but you can have access to businesses that's there, rather than go down the road and turn around and come back up the side road to get into it. Pike County, the Weddington Plaza in Pike County, look at it. I mean, the traffic flows through there. You can get off about any place you want to any business up through there. And that's the only thing I see that really I disagree with, is they should put in some turning lanes and so on like that, and then give access to these businesses, because you seal these businesses off, you're going to kill the business.
And to illustrate Reisner's point, there was one area that was the most predominant example of that. Original plans called for a four-way stop at the red light there in front of the Subway, in front of the Dairy Queen, and the Lee's Famous Recipe. However, now it's been turned into a three-way stop per these plans. They say that there was a grade issue that wouldn't allow especially larger vehicles to exit and get over onto that access road. So basically any vehicle wanting to get to any of the businesses from, say, the Valero station all the way up to past Citizens National Bank, Farm Bureau, up to the dollar store, which the Dollar General store is going to be taken by the widening project, but everything in between, in order to get to those, there's going to be two access points to get on that bypass road. That will be the red light at the one that will be reconstructed at the Catholic Church, and then all the way up by the new McGoffin County High School.
I think the biggest was for the access to the right side of the parkway as you go towards Prestonburg, like where Dairy Queen, Lee's Chicken, Citizens Bank is. The access to it, we thought that it needed more access to that general area. And so we addressed our concerns. I've talked with Dr. Harden, and he's drafting a resolution with the fiscal court and the city for the city council to pass, and we're going to send that to the transportation department and also go talk to them about getting better access to that side of the road. And I think they'll be agreeable to that.
And there's another facet to this. We saw via the tornado what losing businesses could do to our local economy, to the tax base for the city, and this stands to have a similar effect, taking about 5 or 6 businesses and a few homes with it. But the mayor says all in all, if there is to be a plan and a project, this appears to be the best case scenario.
Well, it's always a concern when you lose businesses. You know, I hope they'll relocate, or, you know, I think one of them was a restaurant, which I think hopefully they can find a facility. But you know, we've talked about it, but we hope they'll stay and relocate. But I just, you know, it's kind of bittersweet. You gotta give and take a little bit, and this is the best solution we got. You know, the other solution is, like you say, bypass Salyersville, and that's it. We're done. You know, them business. A lot of you're going to affect 5 businesses, but every business will probably be affected if we bypass it. Everybody, even the city of Salyersville. So I think it's a good solution, and it's, you know, and the people that's affected is not going to like it, but you know, but in the long run, you know, it's progress, and progress sometimes is not. People don't agree with it sometimes, but I hope they'll go along with it. And I hope they'll relocate. I hope they stay.
State Transportation Department left with a whole lot of information to take back with them. A lot of questionnaires and opinions were filled out, and a lot of suggestions were made. They also said that they'll take that back, they'll refine their plans, and that more than likely at some point further down the road, with no specific timetable given, there'll be another meeting to further go over intention on widening the Mountain Parkway, which once again is going to become a reality in one form or another. As soon as we have an update for you, you'll be the first to know. From time and money-saving services like their overdraft protection, telephone and online banking services, to finding the right home, college, or car loan, to personalized checking and savings accounts designed around your exact needs, Salyersville National Bank is still your best choice and the same locally owned and operated bank that's been looking out for your family's financial health since 1902. Salyersville National, restoring the piggy bank population one savings at a time. It's definitely the pie that sets it apart from everything you've ever known, tasted, or loved about a Reese's Cup or a DQ Blizzard. Real Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, creamy vanilla soft serve, and a real crunchy graham pie crust that gives it the texture and taste you'll never forget. But hurry, because it's the Blizzard of the month at your Salyersville Dairy Queen. The 2014 Terexes are in with a newly redesigned 800cc power plant and a new 2-seat configuration. And the XP1000 is on the ground, 107 horsepower and a world-class suspension, plus Polaris financing as low as 2.99%, 5.99% for up to 72 months. But it's only good till the end of the year at Connolly's Kawasaki and Polaris of Paintsville. Check out our daily specials that get even better after 4 p.m. only at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. Saturday's the day we like it a little hot and spicy with our 20-piece box of wings, only $6.99, or only $5.99 after 4 p.m. Or you can make it a hot and spicy meal deal with 10 wings, your choice of 2 homemade sides and a biscuit for just $4.69 or $3.99 after 4 o'clock. Only at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe. And Sunday's a day unlike any other day at Lee's with our Sunday special. That's right, chicken and dumplings and cobbler for just $4.49. $3.99 at 4 o'clock. Only at your Salyersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
Hi, I'm Don McFarland. I'm an attorney in Salyersville, Kentucky. I'm here to serve you and meet your legal needs. If your family or loved ones get in trouble, or if trouble comes to your door, then it's always good to have a friendly face that you can call on. So please, give me a call. I've been here my entire life. I was born here. I was raised here. I grew up here. I have a family here. I've been practicing law here in Salyersville since 1994. So when you have times of trouble and times of pain, then pick up the phone and call Donald Wayne. 349-9000.
January is Employee Month at Hutch Chevrolet, as you will buy like a Hutch employee. You pay what we pay.
Hello, this is Earl Justice. Hutch Chevrolet is introducing a new way to buy a new car. It's the Hutch Easy Pay plan. It will cut your payments up to 40% every month, just like the new 2014 Chevy Equinox. Don't pay over $500 per month. Now with the new Hutch Easy Pay, only $325.08 a month. Get to Hutch Chevrolet GMC, Paintsville, Kentucky. Isn't it time for you to buy Hutch?
A lot of McGoffin County residents very unhappy, to say the least. They found themselves in familiar territory today, that being that they didn't have any gas. Frontier Gas Company lost pressure during the overnight last night, and that lasted throughout much of the day today, and that caused some serious problems with heat across McGoffin County. Now, this appeared to be a little more widespread than the outage that the company experienced on January 7th and 8th in that area, to the dismay of a lot of customers and local government.
Going back a couple of weeks to that outage, it was a couple of different areas. Route 40 was a pressure issue and supply and a freeze-off in the southern part of McGoffin County, but it appears it's a little more widespread this time. Looking at comments that I received today via Facebook and social media, Flat Fork, a woman with a 9-month-old baby expecting another, no heat, another widespread outage, Mine Fork, Jellicoe, the Mason Creek area. The list indeed goes on. A lot of folks seeing gas go off in Dixie and Salyersville, 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning. Appears to be when a lot of folks saw their gas go out. And it's Sandbottom, Route 7, Mash Fork, and the list just keeps going on down the line. Pretty much a countywide, to some degree, issue.
Last time I was, my service went out probably about 7 or 8 hours. I know there was a lot of folks that it was out well up into the next day. I'm on my way home now, and I still don't know if I have service. This has been quite a bit longer than the last go around, for sure. I guess another one of the frustrating things is the lack of communication from this company. The last go around, I could deal with the fact that they may not have been prepared for sub-zero temperatures, since we haven't had it in 10 or 12 years. But now here we are faced with this again. Don't know why. The only thing I've seen from media reports was that the temperatures were increasing and that the pressures would be increasing along with that. Well, if that's the case and we have to wait for warmer weather come Monday when the temperatures drop to sub-zero temperatures again, I guess everyone needs to make sure that they've got plenty of wood and coal and kerosene and all those items for secondary heat.
Hardin called me this morning and said that Mike Wilson was contacting Frontier Gas, the gas company that supplies most of the county, because we've had numerous calls of people without gas. And the problem we're having with it is this happened the last cold spell we had, and whatever the problem is should have been fixed with this cold spell, and now we've got it again. So they're working with the Frontier Gas to try to get an alternate gas supply for them right at this time, and they have found an alternate gas source. It's just getting Frontier to let us pump the gas to them. If they refuse or have some kind of problem with that, then we will declare a state of emergency. Dr. Hardin will declare a state of emergency for the county, and I'll declare a state of emergency for the city, and we'll pump the gas in anyway. And then we'll worry about the legal issues afterwards. But we're going to get gas to the people of the county. They have to have it with the next 4 or 5 days with the weather situation like it's coming in with the really cold weather next week. We got to have gas, and they should provide it, and they should have adequate facilities and pipes and whatever they need to keep it going. So, but we're going to make sure we try to get everybody back on the gas.
What kind of time table are we talking about before you guys have to take those measures?
Like I say, they're in active conversation with them right now, and if I'd say if they don't have anything settled by the end of the day, we'll have it. By the end of the day, we'll have declared a state of emergency.
Well, what really frustrates me is the fact that we are going through this very soon. What was it, January the 7th and 8th, we had sub-zero temperatures and we were without gas to heat. Now, it would appear to me that if the management of the gas company would put plans in place to make sure that doesn't happen again.
And this comes on not necessarily immediately, but the heels of a significant increase for you as a customer, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's correct. Everybody that's on Frontier received a $17 and some change increase this year. The PSC approved a $10 service charge, $4 and something delivery charge, $1.25 pipe fee, and I think there's a $1 upgrade fee on there also.
This being the pressure here at the newsroom this morning, you'll show it as it is in a few moments when you notice the increase here in flame in just a few moments. As I did last time, I put a call into Frontier Gas, and I spoke with Larry Rich, an owner and manager last time. He and everyone else was out of the office this afternoon at around 4:30, except for the young lady, the representative, answering the telephone. She says as of that hour, and we have confirmed that some customers' gas pressure has been coming back up, and gas is starting to filter back in to the system. She could not give me a timeline as to when all the gas will be back in operation in McGoffin County. She did confirm that Frontier did connect on to the other source that Mayor Pete Shepard referred to just a few moments ago, and that was the reason for the increase in pressure, and they were hoping that would take care of the problem, at least for now. She said that so far there's just not been enough time since the last outage to get a permanent situation or permanent remedy in place, that they were working on it and hoping that there would be a permanent fix sometime in the near future. They said in the 4 years they've owned this system, they've never had any such problems, but this was also the first couple of times in 4 years that they had had zero and sub-zero temperatures. And as you can see, pressure here at the newsroom coming back to near normal conditions as of the 6 o'clock hour. Faster, friendlier, family-owned Parkway Pharmacy, open 8:30 till 6:30 Monday through Friday in the new McGoffin Medical Plaza under the care of local pharmacist Jesse Rudd. To make Parkway Pharmacy your pharmacy, come by or give us a call at 349-4400.
At the end of every race, Mark Martin hangs up his driving gloves. He hangs up his fire suit. And he hangs up his helmet. Which is why he picks up his phone and opens the ER Extra app. The app shows ER Extra wait times, locations, and more. It's the one safeguard Mark Martin is never without. ER Extra at Paul B. Hall Regional Medical Center. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Start off the new year with some brand new duds. Regardless of how hard you have to work or how hard you want to play, if you're stepping out or if it's what you're stepping in, Red's Boot Barn has got you covered with work, play, and western boots by Muck, Ariat, Red Wing, Blackjack, and more, and winter and western wear by Wrangler, Ariat, Miss Me, Outback, and Carhartt, just to name a few. Happy 2014 from everyone at Red's Boot Barn in Salyersville.
This is John at Premier Motor Sales in Paintsville, Kentucky. We appreciate y'all shopping with us. And if you're in the market for a used vehicle, we carry all sorts of different kinds of makes and models. For example, here I have a 2009 Chevy Malibu LT. I also have a 2010 Toyota Corolla S. It's no problem to find you what you're looking for. Give us a call at 297-4121 in Paintsville, Kentucky.
Love is in the air at the seasonal shop with something sweet for all your hearts. With cute $5 or $10 custom Valentines perfect for the kids at school and other adorable cuddly candy bouquets just perfect for everyone. And they've got the finest in Whitman's chocolates and more ways to say I love you than you can imagine throughout the store. Fashionable and fan favorite handbags and jewelry for her. Absolutely anything and everything UK for him, and even Big Blue for the cutest of Valentines. And just in, sassafras burlap designs in monogram doormats and garden flags to say welcome. All this and so much more only at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop in downtown Salyersville.
Let's do this. Can't believe my daughter wants to marry a Hatfield.
And I can't believe my son fell in love with a McCoy.
I got one thing to say. They're going to have the wireless plan with the best service.
And I say they're going to have the wireless plan with the biggest savings.
Daddy!
Hush up, Mary Beth.
Pa, stay out of this, Jonah.
We're done talking.
You got that right.
Better service.
Bigger savings.
Daddy, we've both got Appalachian Wireless. Better service.
Bigger savings.
That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
And while everyone is closely watching the forecast in lieu of the snow that is probably going to fall over a great deal of eastern Kentucky and elsewhere tonight and in the morning, and that Arctic air that we're expected at the first of next week, the city of Salyersville is also closely watching its salt supply. They are contracted to purchase it through the State Highway Department, who in turn is also having to conserve. Salyersville Mayor Pete Shepard tells us that they're only going to be hitting the very most important areas for the foreseeable future.
Last snow we had and everything, our salt spreader was down. We've done a lot of it by hand, but this time our salt spreader is working. We have a priority list of streets and areas that we like to prioritize and do first, such as College Heights because of the hill, the Superior Hill, Sugar Camp coming in and out of there, and Combe Street, a lot of the hilly streets. And the back streets are the last ones we do. So if your street is the last one is probably because you're flat, okay? But we will eventually get to it. But now our problem is we contract with the state and buy salt off of them, off up here with our McGoffin County State Department, McGoffin County Highway Department. But they're low on salt now, and they've notified us that they can only give us a certain amount. So if this snowstorm hits tonight or tomorrow or whenever, we'll only be doing the hills. Because if we run out of salt on the hills, then people can't get off College Heights, they can't get off Superior Hill, they can't get up Sugar Camp. We're going to do those only, so the other roads will be snow covered. And just bear with us, stay at home, just try not to be out traveling so much. When we do get the salt, we will salt them. I mean, we've already paid for the salt, but they've run out, so, and they've not completely run out, but their supply is so low that they're only giving us a certain amount now, instead of just giving us any time we go up there, fill us up. So just bear with us. We'll try to, if you see a really bad spot that somebody's having problems with, call us and we can go hand spread it or something a little bit, or take our salt spreader there. But we'll probably be out after the first day that it snows and won't be able to do any more of anything else. But we're just trying to save and conserve and do the worst areas first and keep those down and clear for everybody in the city. And the rest of the area we just have to tough it out a little bit. But once we get the rest of the salt, we'll be salting everything. We'll try to keep everything. And if sidewalks, though, if you see some areas and problem sidewalks in front of your home or something that a lot of people are traveling, just give us a call and we'll send the guys up there. We got some hand salt that we'll put out and clean the sidewalks and stuff like that. But it's a big job. It's a big job, and it's cold out. And the guys, if you walk out and you're out there about 30 or 45 minutes in the cold, it's not pleasant. And these guys have worked hard over the last 2 or 3 days, and I'm proud of them. They've done a good job. And I know we've got some calls, but we try to address every one of them. We don't. Every call is important to us. I don't care how small. So if you got a problem, call us. I can't guarantee we'll get there, but if we can, we will.
All right, and now for not going out on a positive note, it's your Licking Valley RACC forecast, reminding you between the both of us to don't take aim at the messenger, because it's just going to be brutal. I mean, it's going to be messy over the weekend, brutally cold next week, and I think everyone's well aware of that. Also well aware of the fact you probably are that the nighttime lows, the predictions the last few nights have been pretty significantly off. Bottom line is anytime that everything is a total ice cube, temperatures are going to dive a lot faster and harder than what we would like. And I had a minus 12 degrees here at the newsroom this morning. We did hit 27 degrees for the daytime high. We're at 20 right now and holding winds at 2 miles per hour. Not much of a wind chill factor, but that will change. Also changing is the rest of your forecast, and I'll get to the correct day in just a moment there. That was the end of the forecast, not the beginning. A low of 8 degrees tonight, and if the last 2 nights had taught me anything, is that some folks are going to see closer to 0 before the night's over. Wind chills, 0 to minus 10 this evening, and the snow looks to be arriving sometime for us around 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning. That 30% chance of snowfall very early goes to a sure thing by later on Saturday morning. Temperatures hitting 30 for daytime highs, but you're not going to really feel like there's a big difference out there, because winds are going to be kicking up 14 to 30 mile per hour gusts, which means that wind chill values will be closer to 0 during the day tomorrow, even though it's really going to be 30 degrees. Snow, widespread blowing snow before noon, and then some continuing thereafter with some scattered snow showers till 3 or 4 o'clock in the afternoon. That 1 to 3 inch suggestion at the bottom of your screen, 2 to 4 is where I'm going to go at this hour, with winds, like I said, gusting 14 to 30 miles per hour. We'll see scattered snow showers continuing throughout the early evening hours as well, and the winds only backing off to gusts of about 20 to 22 during the course of Saturday night. It's just going to be blustery and cold and snowy, and that 30 is not really going to feel like 30. Sunday, a bit of an improvement. We'll see some sunshine. We'll see temperatures in the upper 30s, I do believe. Lows much more favorable, around 27 degrees. This is just a falsehood, if you ask me. I don't know other way to put it. Winds still blowing 10, maybe 20 mile per hour gusts. But Sunday, much calmer, and certainly not a nice day, but much nicer than any other that we have in the forecast, because all that snow is followed by another big push, reinforcement, if you will, of Arctic air that we've been talking about. And that 29-degree high for Monday will be short-lived. We'll fall back down to the minus degree of around 3 for Monday night, mostly cloudy, and another chance of some snow on your Monday. Now, it's mainly in the morning, lingering from Sunday night with another round of snow coming after the one tonight and into tomorrow. And then Tuesday, partly sunny, but increasing clouds. And check out the temperatures just continuing to just beat us down while we're down, 12 and a -1. And those could, and I expect, between now and next week, when Monday and Tuesday arrive, we'll see temperatures again by far surpass predictions, and not in a positive way. That's about all I can say in the forecast. I can't put a spin on it that's going to make it sound positive, wonderful, warm and fuzzy in any form or fashion. All I can do is say that hopefully we can all be prepared for it. We've had plenty of experience in that category over the past several weeks, and we'll have to keep using and relying on that for many more to come. With that said, thank you all for watching. Have a, I hope, warm and safe weekend, and we'll see you back here Monday for more of Your News Today. A sincere thank you for everyone for giving me feedback today on the gas situation, and to all of you for watching. Good night.